This is my first time in Scotland.
Is it?
Yeah. You can go from, a starting position as a site, coordinator, all the way through to managing upwards of 9, 10 dealerships.
Yeah, so it's about, you have to excel at what you do. You have to be better than your male counterpart.
Hi, my name's Harry, and I'm on a journey around the UK with Toyota and Lexus to find out all about what it means to work for both brands. Join me as I stop off in Swansea, then Croydon, and then to Norwich, up to Leeds, and finally to Stirling. Along the way, I'm going to be chatting to a huge number of employees all about their careers and what it means to them to work for both Toyota and Lexus.
You join me on the final leg of my road trip where I'm on the way to Stirling in Scotland to speak to Lesley, the sales manager, about the past, the present and the future. Now, I'm a bit early, so I'm going to see if they've got anything for me to drive while I wait for her. Well, Lesley, could you give me a bit of information about who you are and what you do?
Yeah, certainly. So my name's Lesley and I work in Western Toyota in Stirling. I am the sales manager now. I joined the business 3 years ago, come this May, as a sales executive, and obviously progressed within. And I basically run a sales team of 6. I've got 2 TCCs, so trainee customer consultants, and we also have a showroom host.
Wow.
And we're in a now RC25 centre. So for 2.5 years we were in porta cabins, and for 6 months plus, not even 6 months, 6 months, July, but 7-8 months we are now in a beautiful centre.
Yeah. I'm guessing you didn't start off a sales manager. You must have started off with a motor trade somewhere. How was that?
Yeah, so I started 15 years ago as a sales executive, a trainee sales executive with Honda, and then moved to sales executive, senior sales with Hyundai, and then obviously moved to Toyota as a sales executive and progressed up within the business.
On this leg of the road trip, we're discussing all things diversity and I guess being forward thinking. So I'm interested, what was it like when you first joined? Were you surrounded by men, or were there women like yourself? What was the industry like?
So 15 years ago it was really, really male dominated, obviously as a female, and I had pleasure that I'd worked with males and females in my previous job. But yes, most people thought I was a service advisor, and the amount of people or customers who would walk past me to
not even give you the time of day.
Who would go to one of the guys to help them, but I took great pleasure in making sure that I knew my products and my customer sales. So obviously Toyota's massive customer centricity. Yeah. So my customer care skills, as I would have said, I would keep that. So I made sure I had a customer for life, and that's how I think it should be. But yeah, very male dominated industry.
I think that's for anything that you go in and you feel like you're underrepresented. The main thing is to make sure that you shine and stand out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's about, you have to excel at what you do. You have to be better than your male counterpart, because at the end of the day, there's not so much you don't get recognised the same. They probably just don't think you have the same experience, or that you really know. Yeah. Because it's cars. What does a woman know about cars?
And how's it like now? Is it the same? Is it still, do you still get walked past, or is it very different?
No, don't get me wrong. In our centre, customers will still. It's even nicer now when the guys will introduce me if I'm second facing or saying thank you to a customer. Yeah. And it's amazing when they say, Lesley's our sales manager, and they're like, oh, and I'll go, how good is that? A woman in a man's world, and the customers love it. But yeah, it's no. Toyota is very future thinking. Eastern and Western Motor Group, who I work with, are the very same. We have there's a lot of women who have made it up within the company. So yeah, really, really good.
And when we talk about, I guess, the things being new now. I mean, what was the technology like back then when you started 15 years ago? Obviously hydrogen and electric cars weren't a thing. So what was new back in when you started?
Do you know, if a car had Bluetooth, it was fantastic. So sat nav, there was nothing called Apple CarPlay or Android Autos. No, at least it had power steering. But the cars, the technology, it's like you say, no. And obviously I started with Honda, and Honda did have a hybrid.
Okay.
Yes, but they got the patent from Toyota. So that was based on the Toyota's Prius. So Honda had one hybrid, an Insight it was called, and it was very similar. If you look back, you're too young, but if you look back, it is very like the Prius. And that was the one and only. But no, hybrid, no, people frowned. It
was a scary time to have electric cars.
It was all diesels, obviously for years. It was obviously diesel orientated. That was how people went. And now obviously it's petrol electrified vehicle, your first stage, your hybrid. Just 21st century now. And
I guess obviously you mentioned hybrid, but what else are Toyota doing now, which is kind of future thinking? What are you guys excited for? For people coming into the industry, what can they look out for?
Oh, for us, obviously we have got so many. So we've got our hybrids. We're now doing the smaller electric vehicles, so the urban cruiser's coming out. So that is just a phenomenal car, because the BZ4X is a fantastic full electric vehicle, but some customers are like, I don't need a car that size.
Yeah.
So we need to make sure that we have cars to suit all needs. And that's what I must admit, every customer will come into our centre, there is one for everybody.
Yeah.
So we start at the 17-year-olds who are needing to learn to pass their tests, and they've got the great insurance groups, and there's a petrol car, and eventually that's going to be hybrid.
Yeah.
We've still got our Yaris, then we have our Yaris Cross, we have the Corolla, the CHR, the plug-in CHR, the RAV4, the plug-in RAV4. Obviously we've just done the Hilux, and it's the mild hybrid, the Land Cruiser. Do you know, there's the list is endless.
Yeah. And again, that's a good point. I guess when you talk about, a shift in customer needs, you actually find that Toyota have something for everyone.
Yeah.
And there's no sort of when it used to be maybe more saloon cars and hatchbacks, now you're seeing more SUVs.
Yeah. So customers love, as I would call them, like the Yaris Cross was fantastic when it came out, because it was like a baby RAV4. So for the people who don't need the size of a RAV4, but they still want a hip height car, so you can give them the option.
They've got something for everyone.
Oh yeah, so when they're telling you that their car's too low and you're looking for something of a bit more height, but they don't need that size, oh, that's okay. Come on, I'll show you this one, because we have something for everybody.
Yeah.
And you can tailor it to their needs, eh?
And you mentioned the Land Cruiser, that's actually what we're in now. Can
Yes.
you tell me a bit more about this car?
Yeah, so this car is the Invincible. They've done a special edition, first edition, and there was only so many. Now we could have sold, I think we sold 6, that was all we were allocated between our 6 centres. And we could have sold that number, and we could still sell it yet. We still have a demand and a waiting list for this car. But the safety features, the room, the ride, anybody that's currently in a Land Cruiser just love when you get them in the new one. It's the versatility, the all-wheel drive, the off-road, you know, the superior quality, the class, the finish. And obviously, who can quibble with a 10-year warranty? Because there's no other manufacturer that gives you that.
I mean, I did some driving of this earlier.
Yeah.
And like I say, it's sensational.
Yeah.
In the way it kind of treats the road and the off-road as well.
Yeah.
You really can take anywhere.
Yeah, so you can drive it like a normal car. So dropping kids off, doing whatever you're doing. But when you want to go and do some serious driving, you know this car will take you there, especially in Scotland.
Actually, speaking about going down a different road and coming over challenges, what are the stuff that you, maybe as a manager and as someone that's been in the industry for 15 plus years, has come up against?
Yeah, so challenges in the car trade will be, obviously COVID was a massive one when we couldn't get cars. Now it's the cost of living. Customers' needs have changed over the years. They're really looking for, it's funny because they'll come in, they want to be in a newer car for a lesser payment. So it's always trying to signpost, accommodate, make sure they get the best of both worlds. But the challenges, there's been a few, but the biggest one is probably getting the team and the customers to change 21st century.
So actually, informing the customer about what is maybe best for them, and the reality of the market they're going into and buying a new car.
Yeah.
It's not what it used to be, 10,
No.
15 years ago. Cars are more technologically advanced, so it's going to be more they're paying.
You're looking at them as that, and I'm a great believer and always has been a salesperson. Okay, so I can give you the car, but what do you actually want inside the car? Because as I would call it, the higher spec or the more toys is more money. But do you need that? All the safety features that you get in the Toyotas is phenomenal in the first place, so it's accommodating what every single person wants. So why pay for something if you don't need it? Because you're still going to get all the peace of mind, the phenomenal car, the same looks. Sometimes it's just cosmetics. It can just be an alloy wheel that's different, some of the safety features. So it's working out and individualising exactly what everybody wants.
And see, obviously Toyota are going to, I guess they always have, but seems to be more down the route of safety.
Yeah.
But can you maybe, what is the stuff that you're looking to evolve into? Is there any sort of features that Toyota maybe are bringing out?
So we have like blind spot detection is just standard, your autonomous emergency braking, your lane keep assist, you have so many features and it's working out what everybody wants in the cars. You've even got your park assist, so anybody that needs a bit of confidence and help, push a button and the car does it. It's amazing. But the safety features is just standard, lane keep assist, blind spot detection. There is so many. There's the safety packs that you can add on, so somebody that's looking for that wee bit extra, with the new CHRs, they can add on an advanced safety pack.
Yeah.
So, and all our cars come with reverse cameras as standard, so then you can add on parking packs to add on front and rear sensors if it's not already done in standard in the car.
But I think there's also a lot you guys are doing around connectivity with your phone. I guess maybe making you and your vehicle feel more connected as well.
Yeah, so obviously we have connected car, which is phenomenal, because if a tyre safety warning comes on, if they've got connected car, then the customers can look at it. They can book off connected car for a service. But even better than that, if you've got the plug-in hybrid, which I have with the CHR, and in Scotland you can actually set it up so it heats your car up and defrosts the windscreen and everything. There's so many features that we have that we need to make sure that customers know about.
Obviously the car trade it's forever changing, right?
Yes.
And so what new roles have you guys got that maybe you didn't see 15 years ago that are in play today?
Well, it's phenomenal, because obviously you've heard me speak, so I have a showroom host, which was a thing. No, you done that. Then you've got the trainee customer consultants. Yep. So they're helping the customers with digital asset screens. They're building cars with customers when they're sitting. They'll do all the tech spec, they'll do the connected car. You've got your product experts. No, nobody done that. As a salesperson, you were the host, you were the meter and greeter, you were the coffee maker, you were the go for the test drive, so you'd done every single one. But within Toyota, it doesn't matter who a customer comes to see, because they'll get the same level of service, or probably better, because there's an expert for everything and everybody has a defined role, but everybody can adapt. Yeah. So no matter who you come in to see, you'll always get a friendly welcome, and you can come in at any point, and there's just so many different roles.
And I think also, one thing I've been on this road trip is the fact that everyone seems to be trained everything. And I think with the academy, that makes a huge difference when you do come into the company. Yeah. You're taken through everything. Oh, yeah.
So obviously I started, as I said, like 3 years ago, and I keep laughing and saying I'm the best trained old person. But do you know what? It is the amount of investment that goes into train and give the skills. And even if we're not at the academy, the online learning is obviously the same. It's phenomenal. And then obviously you can go in the car, you learn. But the amount of 21st century, they're always forward thinking, they're thinking of each individual. And confidence is a big thing. Because if you're confident in what you do, or if you're confident in what you're being taught, then you'll take that back to the workplace.
Yeah, and I think you touch on confidence, that's quite a good, I guess, maybe an attitude to have when getting a new job. Because imagine, if you are 16, 17, what is the key attitude that you need when going into the workplace? Yeah,
so as a young person, and especially as a female, I would encourage every young female or male to come into the industry. Whether you start as one of your younger ones has done as a showroom host, she's so desperate to get into the sales side, and she'll be fantastic at it. Because, and I keep saying, learn for the bottom and work your way up, because that's how you become excellent at what you do and you'll excel. So for a young one to come in and have an open mind, be a sponge. Everything that anybody tells you, take it all in. You'll take the bits you want and you'll adapt and you'll learn your own, but you'll get really good.
So be confident, be open, and be willing to learn.
Willing to learn, yeah, and be customer, because without the customers you've not got a job.
Yeah. Personally, Lesley, for yourself, where do you see the future of the automotive industry going?
It'll go. Toyota's already virtually going there, so obviously we do Kinto, we do personal contract plans, and that is the way. The cars will be like in America, it's like mortgages for 50 years. Cars will be turned over like PCPs, PCH, so personal contract plans, personal contract hires. People will rent a vehicle, like you either rent a house or buy a house. Gone will be the days of I'm having the car for 5 years, although with Toyota you can have it for that length of time. But 21st century we will be full electric, hydrogen cell, and we'll probably still see, because we're forward thinking company.
I mean, Lesley, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much. But before I drop you back off, I do ask everyone the same question, and that is, why did you pick Toyota?
I know, Toyota. Do you know, it's funny because obviously as we spoke, I had the message, and the reason being was the brand, the reputation, and the diversity and the amount of cars. Because I have something for everybody. Yeah. And before I became a sales manager, as a salesperson, I knew I could put, no matter who walked in to speak to me, I have a vehicle for them. But reputation, brand, and just do you know, if you ask anybody, plus the technology, it's such a forward-thinking company. It's just the way to go. Yeah. And why would you not? 10-year warranty, Toyota. Why not?
Brilliant. I'm going to have to drop you off, but you know where we're going. So if you could guide the way, that'd be fantastic.
Right.
There we go.
No problem.
Well, good morning. It's been a fascinating road trip, and while I had a few hours, I thought I'd just take this Land Cruiser out and to reflect on where we've been. England, Wales, Scotland, and we've met some fascinating people. I mean, if I want to start off with Swansea, just meeting Alison, her, drive and what she stands for and her values that she's picked up from Toyota was amazing. The fact that managers are empowered to go to the training, the academy takes you all the way through, so you're not left behind, you feel included. Even anyone from sales up until the management, they are all treated exactly the same. And then when we went to Croydon, when we met Andreas, he taught me something very interesting about the fact that you aren't defined with one career path, and in fact you can go from a starting position as a site coordinator all the way through to managing upwards of 9-10 dealerships. And that kind of career trajectory, well, that's not always one path. He's taken multiple different paths, he's been trained and upskilled in all these different areas, and I don't think you'd find that in many businesses. And then moving over to Norwich, and where we went to see SLM, Darren, George, Dom, Darren does really deeply care about the development of his younger apprentices, and I think that's really something that you're starting to see more and more of. And the fact that Dom and George were so confident to speak about the training and they weren't hiding anything, they're really open about all the benefits they got and everything that Toyota gave them through their journey, and the fact that you're encouraged to work yourself all the way up until that that Team 21 or that Master Technician, and the fact that is actually a pretty prestigious level as well. And then we go to Leeds, and Leeds was extremely friendly. You can really tell they care about the customer from the way we were going around the dealership. People were laughing, smiling, everyone seemed really engaged. Everyone we met, Claire, Zach was really proud about that transformation role that Claire was in, and the fact that she'd taken that to herself, and the fact that she and her team were given opportunity to go to Japan, Paris, France. I think, and that is not something that you'll get in any normal job. This is something that seems to be very unique to Toyota. I think it's that Kaizen, that continuous improvement in yourself and the team as well. And then we're in Scotland now, and speaking to Lesley, and the fact that she was all about, how, the diversities, everyone's included. If you're neurodivergent, if you struggle like me, I struggle, and I think if I was in Toyota working for them now, I'd feel, completely part of the team, and that, the fact that they're willing to give you skills on not just marketing, but sales, the service, so that everything is completely interlinked. Now, I'm completely taken aback by what went on behind the scenes, and the fact that when you go to a car dealership and you don't expect the people in the dealership to be given such level of training and the dedication those guys had. Like, I go back to Harry from Norwich. He was so open about the fact that he was a petrol head. He enjoyed the role, and he found that because he was a petrol head, it was easier for him to learn. He enjoyed the role more. Actually, when he was speaking to customers, that he felt more engaged. Well, that's it from me. In my journey, it's been amazing. I've seen everything on this road trip, from sales and marketing, to technicians, to management. There is so many things that you can be with a career at Toyota, but I will leave it to you. What is your ideal career with them? What could you see yourself doing? Well, go find out. And thank you for watching.